In this video, I'm going to tell you why your culture change program was dead before you even launched it. My name is Coach Phil. I've been around for a long time, and I know that you have spent $1 million on consultants. You have held the executive retreat, you flew everyone to a luxury resort, you hired facilitators, you redesigned the values, you created posters, you launched a new campaign, you even gave everyone a branded new coffee mug. And 18 months later, almost nothing had changed. And I can tell you that without even meeting a single employee of your company. Because I've been doing this for 19 years, I know exactly what goes wrong. Because culture doesn't fail during implementation. Culture fails during design. So your leadership, your culture program will fail at the design level. Today, I'm going to be explaining to you why almost every culture transformation is dead before launch, and most importantly, why you should do it differently. Okay? Over the last 19 years, I have worked with executive teams across the world. Healthcare, manufacturing, financial services, you name it, telecommunications, energy, mining, in different countries, different cultures, different industries, and I keep seeing the same thing. I keep seeing the same mistake over and over and over again. Leaders think culture is something employees believe. It isn't. Not at all. Culture is what employees get rewarded for. Culture is what leaders live, believe, eat, drink, and or exemplify all the time, every time. That explains why billions of dollars are invested in culture programs which produce almost no measurable business improvement. That's right. According to estimates from multiple industry analysis, I'll tell you what, organizations worldwide spend tens of billions of dollars annually on leadership and organizational transformation initiatives. Yet numerous studies report that 60 to 70% of major change initiatives fail to achieve their intended objectives, a finding associated with research such as John Cotter's and later echoed across change management literature, that most of these do not get you what it is that you want to do. Now think about that. Just imagine an engineering project and it failed 70 to 80% of the time. What would you do? Would redesign the engineering. Instead, we keep redesigning PowerPoint and presentations and new decks and new colors. And if you ask me, that is one of the biggest lies in corporate culture or corporate training culture. Now, here is what the leadership industry fails to tell and yet keeps selling. And I am part of it and I know it. And yes, I talk about it so that we can do it better. If we can get people to believe, their behavior will change. No. Behavior change first. Beliefs usually follow after the behavior change. Think about it in your life, okay? Let us say you want to join the military, okay? The armed forces or whatever. Think about that in your own life. When someone joins the military, they don't first believe. No, they first behave. They behave the way they are expected to behave within the military. After the behavior, then the routine changes. Then the standards change. Then the accountability changes. Eventually, their identity changes. Now, organizations work exactly the same way. People rarely resist culture. No. They resist losing status. They resist losing certainty. They resist losing rewards. They resist losing their identity within, because please remember, culture isn't emotional. Culture is economics, as a matter of fact. Okay? Every employee is constantly asking one question in their mind. Unconsciously, not mind, but unconsciously they're asking one question. What actually gets rewarded around here? Not what gets announced, not what gets written on the walls and whatever. No, what actually gets rewarded around here? Because whatever that is what gets rewarded. Tell you a quick story. Several years ago, I was invited into an organization by a CEO, and he, had proudly announced that, hey, guess what? We just launched our new culture, and I'm excited about it. And because I'd been around so long, and I just walked in, I realized, oh, I don't think so. So I said, okay, tell me something. You just said that you have a new culture, you launched it. He said, yeah, we just launched it. I said, okay, how long ago? He said, 2 weeks ago. I said, oh, fantastic. So I asked him one simple question. What changed in your bonus structure? Silence. Okay, what changed in your promotion criteria? Silence. What changed in your performance reviews? Was it a timing? Was it anything? Nothing. So, okay, what changed in your executive scorecards? He said, nothing. I said, wow. What changed in hiring? He said, nothing. We're still doing the same thing. I said, okay, what changed in who gets fired? Say the same thing. Nothing. Then I asked, so what exactly changed, my friend? And he smiled, big fat smile. He said, our values changed. That's when I knew that the program had already failed before they even started. Because nothing inside the operating system had changed. Nothing. It was just the language, the values, what they were going to put up on the wall. They had spoken about it, but the structure hadn't changed. Organizations don't execute language. They execute incentives. Just look at your organization right now. One of the biggest myths in leadership is people resist change. No. Think about it. They don't. People change all the time. You want to know how? Companies adopt new software. There's new things. The market shifts. Technology evolves. Employees learn new skills every year. People don't resist change. People only resist uncertainty. When people are uncertain, they are going to resist it. When they see unfairness, there is going to be subconscious resistance. I want you to imagine two employees right now, okay? One lives the company values like every day, okay? The other consistently ignores those values, but both get the identical bonuses. What lesson did you just teach everybody? Now, the values are optional because the other one lives in and the doesn't, and they both got the same bonuses. Now, let us look at another scenario. Two leaders. One leader consistently demonstrates collaboration, they develop talent, they share information, and they deliver results. The other leader, the second one, they hit their numbers, but they destroy trust. They only bring out what it is they want. Guess who gets promoted? The first guy. That is culture. It's not because of posters, it's because of the consequences and behavior. Let me give you a little bit about the science of culture. Behavioral science has been remarkably consistent on the points of culture, okay? People repeat behaviors that are reinforced. The principle dates back decades ago through research in behavioral psychology and organizational behaviors. What does it say? Even more recently, research in organizational culture has shown that formal statements of values matter far less than daily systems. These reinforce or contradict what was said earlier. So employees pay attention to what leaders celebrate, what leaders tolerate, what leaders ignore. Employees pay attention. That's why companies can have integrity written all over the walls. But guess what? Everyone knows that politics wins. And those who play great politics will always get the promotions and all will be rewarded. The wall is not lying. What is on the wall is not lying. The incentive system is what is the difference. Quick case study. Imagine two manufacturing companies, okay? Both want to improve collaboration. Company A, they do a great big launch, a new mission statement, executive retreat, They go for culture workshops. They bring in a coach field to sort things out. They have internal videos. They have branded notebooks. Everybody wears the t-shirt on Friday. And guess what? 18 months later, nothing significant. There's some change, but nothing significant. Now, I want you to think about company B, okay? Something entirely different. Number one, executive bonuses include cross-functional collaboration metrics. That's right. For you to get a bonus, there must be cross-functional collaboration. Number two, promotional panels, if you to be promoted, require evidence of developing other leaders. Number three, performance reviews measure knowledge sharing. Recognition programs reward enterprise thinking instead of departmental wins, enterprise thinking. Now, within 1 year, everything changes in those two organizations. The meetings change, the decision-making changes. That's for the second organization. Not because employees suddenly became better people. No, because the system changed, the culture followed. What was rewarded is what became what we do here. This is how we roll. That is culture. So, from a RISE method point of view, we don't start with values when we engage with a client. No. We start with friction because we know there's that friction. We know that what is on the wall is not what it actually takes, because there's decision friction, there's leadership friction, there's communication friction, execution friction, trust friction. We got to go to the bottom of that first, remove the friction, get the behavior change, and then culture will follow. Adding values simply creates more frustration. You create more values, but people are not living them because they see something different. And that something becomes the culture. It becomes the outcome. So, culture is not an initiative. No. Fix the operating system and culture becomes visible. That's it. Ignore the operating system and the culture becomes theater. Now, this is what I suggest for you as a leader, CEO, for your team. If you're serious about changing culture, start here. I want you to question. Have these questions handy for you. Okay, number one, who gets promoted? Number two, who gets rewarded? Number three, who gets tolerated? What gets tolerated? Number four, what behavior gets celebrated in executive meetings and what behavior does not get celebrated? Number five, what behavior gets quietly ignored? That's a very good one. I've used it before and it created some amazing results, because your answers to those questions will be your culture. Not your value statement, not what you have on the wall, not your employee handbook. No, none of that. It will be your culture. All right? So going forward, it's not your website. It's not what is written in the employee handbooks. It is what is rewarded and tolerated. So if I removed every value statement from your company tomorrow and I took everything away and I brought in a new employee, would they accurately identify what kind of culture you have simply by walking around and looking at how things are done? If the answer you say right now is that yes, then you've got a great culture. If they would struggle and the answer is no, you just have a marketing campaign. You don't have a culture, and that is the difference. Now, culture doesn't change because people hear new words in a room. No, it changes when the paycheck agrees with the poster, when the pat on the back agrees with the poster. Until then, you don't have a culture program. You have very expensive slide decks, and I know because I used to sell them myself. So most organizations don't have a culture problem. They have a system problem disguised as a culture problem. And for that reason, you have to be focused on changing the system that shapes behavior, because without changing that, nothing else matters. So if you are wondering why execution feels slow, why accountability feels inconsistent, and why transformation never sticks around, that's exactly what the RISE method is designed to do, especially the friction autopsy. It will be able to uncover what those challenges are, because culture doesn't begin with values. It begins with the operating system that determines how people think decide, and perform. And the RISE method autopsy will give you exactly what that is. So get a link below, go to the autopsy and get your culture going. Now, until next time, please remember that we are all in the business of making this world a better place. And as we do that, let's bring some people along with us so that we leave this world better than we found it. Until next time, peace.